Hey YouTube, it's me again. We're back here with the daily video, and this is another NFL predictions video. And I know it's pretty late in the season, but I just wanted to, give it a little try. And it's gonna be like a mini thing, and I'm probably gonna do basketball too. This is for weeks 13 and 14. I'm pretty sure it's 14, but I'm not really sure. By the way, some of this credit I had to give to Lazerbeam because the order by it is by Lazerbeam. I did not pick exactly what he did, but I wouldn't be able to know the games without his video. And also it gave me the idea when I'm watching it. So without anything else, let's just get to it. First game, Cardinals versus Vikings. I picked Cardinals. Now, the reason why I picked the Cardinals is because they beat the Bengals, who were undefeated, and the Vikings lost to the Seahawks. And that was a game I thought the Vikings would probably win by like 2 touchdowns. And sadly, no. Kind of disappointed. But, and I'm also going to keep score wide ways of being Bills versus Eagles. Bills to me are just like in the middle, while the Eagles are like that team that's growing and growing. Because lately they just beat the Patriots, which was actually named on the sports app the biggest upset in NFL this season. So, and the Eagles, I feel, are just underrated in general. So, yeah. Seahawks versus Ravens. Even though I hate, I guess I hate the Seahawks. The Ravens are just a disappointing team. They are, and the Seahawks are I think in the wild card for playoffs. And the Ravens lost to the 49ers. And actually a lot of teams aren't really that good, so they just kind of suck. And that's why I picked the Seahawks. And 49ers versus Browns. I guess I could have said like this is like the poop fest like Lazerbeam, but I didn't because honestly the Browns just suck and the 49ers, yeah, they are bad, but I just don't feel like they're that bad. I guess I can say the lame game next week. But I choose 49ers because obviously the 49ers are not. I want the 49ers to at least end the season with a 6-10. But I want that the Browns lose to. If you lose to them, you are literally a disgrace. No, I'm joking, but the Browns are just like the worst team, and the 49ers, sure, they're bad, but I don't feel like they're the worst. Lions versus Rams. Lions. Now, they both have the same record, so I guess this would be a harder choice. But the reason why I picked the Lions is because the Lions have proven that they can beat like big teams. Sure, the Rams beat the Cardinals, but after that, they just stopped. While the Lions, if they may not be going to the playoffs, but whoever they go against, they're going to try to make sure you're not going either. So, and the Rams are just falling, while the Lions, they're going up. They're going a bit up. Titans versus Jets. Jets, obviously. I mean, who would freaking not choose them? Sure, the Titans have Marcus Mariota, but that's all, while the Jets have, like, Brandon Marshall and all of those guys. I mean, the Jets have, like, key players, and their record's pretty good, and I'm pretty sure they beat the Raiders. Yeah, I did not. I kind of watched that game. Well, the Titans lost to the Raiders, and earlier in the season, they lost to the Jaguars. Sure, they just won them, but they also lost to them. So I picked the Jets. Game of the week. Steelers versus Bengals. The reason why I picked the Bengals is because Steelers don't have freaking Big Ben, aka Ben Roethlisberger. And the Bengals have been a better team overall so far. So, yeah. Colts versus Jaguars. Colts. Now, I guess I can also put this as the poop like the lame game, but I didn't because honestly, the Jaguars, I feel they both. Sure, the Jaguars and Colts don't really have good records. The Colts are getting up, and that's why I picked the Colts because the Jaguars are just staying where they are. They're not really going up. They're just staying where they are. Chiefs versus Chargers. Chiefs. Now, I may also add blowout game where I think that a game's going to be a blowout, but I'm not. I may not. And if there was, this would be the blowout game. You know why? The Chargers, I feel like the Chargers can lose to the Browns. I really do. I think they can. That's how bad I think they are. Let alone that, they're losing their fan base. And they're moving to they may have a really big rumor that they're moving to LA, so not only are they not going to have any fans, but they're not even going to be a good team. Redskins versus Bears, viewer vote. Now, there may not be a lot of viewers voting because this is a pretty little channel, but I'm going to try to ask, if there isn't, I will try to ask like a couple, like maybe my own family and some friends. And ask them who they would think they would win if people don't vote. And I don't really expect a lot of people to vote, but if they do, cool. But either ways, I just really don't know because they're both disappointing teams that were in games that they won. They had like the same records, like the exact. I think they had the exact same records. And oh wait, sorry about that. Back with this. And these teams are, like, both teams that I thought they would blow the 49ers and the Cowboys out of the park. And then ended up losing by, like, the Bears lost by 2 field goals, and the Redskins lost by a field goal. And they have these same records, and they lost to teams who everybody just says they suck. And they both also have their starting quarterbacks injured. Wow, this was like huge coincidence, but what do you guys can do? Saints versus Buccaneers. Buccaneers. The reason why I picked the Buccaneers is because they are the rising team. They're a team that nobody would even think about them making it to just in the hunt. And right now they're like they may get into like a wild card. I'm pretty sure that they're not in it, but they're almost in it. And the Saints were the team that like people thought would be like probably 8-8, and at the worst 7, like 6-10. And now we're just kind of falling. I mean, sure they're not losing that badly, but they're kind of falling. And that's why I picked the Buccaneers. Raiders versus Broncos. Broncos. The reason why I picked the Broncos is because we already seen this, and the Broncos. It's hard to explain, honestly. And it's not because I'm a 49ers fan, because right now I am literally wearing a 49ers jacket. I mean, honestly, it feels like, I don't know, Raiders versus Cowboys or Ravens versus Dolphins. I'd probably pick the Raiders. But that's not why. It's just because the Broncos are overall a better team, even if they had a third-string quarterback and a second-string halfback in there. And they have their second-string quarterback, I forgot his name. And he's been playing really good for them, and it's good. And the Raiders, sure, they're a good team, but they recently lost to the Chiefs, and that really just lost my chance for them. Upset game, Cowboys versus Packers. Now, there's a lot of people probably wondering why I would put this as an upset game and not a blowout game. There's a big reason. Packers lost to the Bears. Sure, I mean, now you can say they're a better team, but back in that time, they were like 3-6. And they beat the Packers when they were like, and they beat the Packers when they were like 6-3. So, and that was like when the Bears were getting rising, and then lost to the 49ers. And the Packers also lost to the Lions, who had even a worse record, but And the Cowboys, sure, they don't have Tony Romo, so they may have like zero chance whatsoever. But I still think that from previous viewing, that the Cowboys may be able to win. Patriots versus Texans, Patriots. Now, I don't really have anything to say. I mean, Texans are rising, but I mean, it's the Patriots. And sure, they are in a starting a losing streak, but I don't think it's gonna go on this long, so I picked Patriots. And last but not least, Giants versus Dolphins, Giants. Now, this is another one that's hard to explain. I just think the Giants overall have a better team set it up. Like their offensive line, well, not their offense, but just their offense is pretty damn good. The Dolphins, yeah, you know, they're okay. I just don't think they would beat the Giants. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And next week, I'm gonna show you guys what the record ended up being, Mike Lazerbeam, and whatever. I just hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you can leave a like, and see you guys later.